Yeah, I'll make a few phone calls and I'll get back with you shortly, okay? Bye. Need to make some decisions. Have you got some decisions today that need to be made? It seems like every time we need to make a decision, it has to be made right now. Today, I don't know what the statistics are, but you're going to have probably 50 or 100 times to where you need to make a decision about something. Well, our old flesh, the first thing we do is we confer with it. We confer with ourselves, or we confer with what we think about the matter. What would happen, though, if we prayed about it? A lot of times we make a lot of decisions and we've not even invited God into our situation. I like the Apostle Paul when he wrote to the Galatians church. He made a statement in chapter 1 and verse 16. He knew he had been called of God to do God's work in the earth. But he made this statement. He said, once he knew that calling, it said, he conferred not with flesh and blood. Conferred means to discuss something of importance in order to make a quality decision. I think there are a lot of decisions that we make that God has told us or asked us to do something, or we read His Word and we see what His Word says. But instead of doing it, instead of conferring with God, we confer to flesh and blood. And I tell you what, that gets us into trouble. What we need to do is we need to know that God is interested in being part of every decision-making situation that comes along. Who to marry, where to move, what kind of job. What would happen if the first thing we said was, I'm not going to confer with flesh and blood. I'm not going to confer with what I want, my likes or dislikes. I'm going to pray and ask God. I think our world will change if instead of looking to man for an answer, we look to God. God wants to hear from us today because He's got an answer for your situation. The world has beat you down. The world has beat you down. Friends have beat you down, and you probably just don't feel like anything. But if God be for you, well, let me tell you, God is on your side. You are the apple of God's eye. God desires fellowship and communion with every person in the world.